here at SHOT Show 2016 with the Gear Challenge and Duane Dwyer of Strider Knives. And Duane, what do we have here? Got some rum?
You know, the mark of a great customer is a guy that shows up with a gift, and not just a gift, quite fashionable gift in a fancy bottle. So
awesome.
Great to be here at SHOT again. You know, this is our, I don't know, I think 18th or 19th SHOT Show. And the company started in 1991, was the first year of our business license, and going strong. So we're excited for a good 2016.
Excellent. So are we. And I hear that you have some stuff to show us.
I do. Stuff that dates back, tells a little bit about the company. We started off primarily fixed blade manufacturers. Both Nick and myself are veterans and have done everything you can do wrong with a knife. And the whole point of knife making is to try and increase the margin of success of the individual using the tool. So if you make the tool a little tougher, a little harder, a little stronger in any way, metallurgically speaking, there are 14 modulus of failure that can be analyzed metallurgically and understood by the world of science and create comparable data. That's data that can be shared around the world in any language and still provides the same result because the test measures are standardized, like ISO or like people when they talk about being certified in different methods. You know, it's kind of like miles per hour, kilometers per hour. We can all relate. So we're big fans of that level of science. What got us going were those fixed blades. Years into that, we were starting to experiment with different materials and exotic materials, one of those being copper beryllium, which if you're a guy that wants something that is non-magnetic, this product right here, which has a national stock number in the United States government system, this is a copper beryllium fixed blade that we've made now for more than 10 years, and it's been issued to units throughout the world, actually, but because it's a NATO issued product. And it's been a great success for us, but it just shows the nature of exotic materials that can be used in the world of tools that are cutting tools. From there, let's go on. Chuck Noesi came on board with Strider Knives about 14 years ago, believe it or not. Chuck, for those who don't know, is a legendary Marine Corps sniper from the Vietnam era, 103 confirmed kills, 216 probable. He's a dear friend of Strider Knives, and for those who might see this quickly, he's here at 2 o'clock every day at SHOT Show.
Excellent. So, you might have to stop back by.
Please do. Yeah, do. So we originally did another product with Chuck that's now, it's a 10-inch knife, and I don't have one of those here, but there's one on the wall at Sniper School, and for the last 12 years, the Instructor's Choice Award, as it's known, goes to Chuck Noesi. Goes from Chuck Noesi to one of the students of that class. Now what we're doing is stepping that up, and it's going Marine Corps wide to all 4 schools. So that's a neat new thing. That just happened this morning, as a matter of fact. But Chuck wanted us to commemorate the shape of the original Marine Corps fighting knife, and we did it with a much higher end raw material, a different G10 style handle, and we put Chuck's name and of course the Eagle Globe and Anchor on there. So we could do that with Chuck, and he loved that product. So we still continue to manufacture that. Years after that, the firearms industry is joined at the hip with the knife making industry. One of my dear friends that we all miss here at SHOT Show is John Noesi. John was an outside the box guy, always innovating, always trying to make things better. He believed in accuracy first. He was a barrel maker prior to being a rifle builder, and he believed that the heart of the rifle was the barrel. So John Noesi's known, and his legacy lives on. His widow, Lorena, is carrying on with a successful company, and I wish him the best. Before John passed, he gave us a design that he really wanted done with some real aggressive teeth on the back. Of course, his logo on it. They're all serialized. And over at Noesi Firearms, you can see this for sale on their website at their display. We're really proud to have been involved with the Noesi Firearms Company, and we wish them all the best. John was very pleased with this knife, and his father tells a great story about Johnny when he received it. I think he was as ADD as I am, and you know, if you see a sunny day or you're running a machine and all of a sudden you get a new knife in your hand, and I suddenly just run out of the shop, the crew knows, well, I guess DW will be back in a little while. So I know that John was that way, and that he's proud of that product. So he did get to see it and use it before he before he fell to his accident. When Strider Knives started with folders, it was in collaboration with other companies. We've collaborated with several, and our collaboration with Buck Knives was our first. We did some great stuff with them. Went on to collaborate with Kershaw Knives, which I think we did great stuff with. We were there when CT was first formed, and that was a good endeavor, bringing the raw material level up a little bit, sticking with American-made products. Really proud of our work with those guys. We've done several other collaborations with people like Steve Tirani and another group of subject matter experts. We specialize in niche manufacturing. Strider Knives has a history of working with Tier 1 military units and other government agencies. We never print that stuff. We don't discuss it. It's just our passion for business and working with those guys at the tip of the spear, and the first responders, firefighters. We've done rescue knives, hook knives, all those kind of things. We enjoy recognizing subject matter expertise in the field. You know, old quote, great quote, subject matter expertise is exactly that. So if you need to know how to fight fires, you don't go see a cop. You go see a firefighter. I'm a knife maker, not a firefighter. If I want to make a tool that's going to increase the margin of success for a firefighter, I want to hear what his woes are. What does he come upon in his day-to-day life?
What he needs and how he's going to use it.
Exactly. So that's our goal, is to seek out those guys that have a spot that needs to be filled and try and do that with a tool that we can make. I think one of the things that we're best known for, and the product that really took the company, keeps us going day by day. 2003, Strider Knives released the SNG and the SMF, and we feel, and we get a lot of feedback, that they're two of the anchors of the folding knife industry. I think they're two of the finest products ever made. The larger one being the SMF, titanium side screwed directly to a G10 back that is a solid piece of G10 that is pocket milled, so that there's no spacers, there's no other extra hardware. This is an NSN product. It has a national stock number, which can be seen on the blade itself.
There it is.
We're proud of that. These have been issued literally in the thousands now, typically to Tier 1 units, because the price point's a little higher than some of the more readily accessible knives that are in the industry. We actually did this size first. Then we downsized it by 10%, literally, and released that one as the SNG. Just to show off that, yes, we do appreciate bright colors. We added this crazy orange, you know, the high-vis orange, and we've got some big use out of that. So all you Florida fans, don't think it was just for you. You know, it wasn't. It's not all about Florida, but it is a good, appropriate color, of course, for Florida. But
I actually gave one of these to my father.
Oh, outstanding!
In orange.
Good. Well,
he is in Florida.
We're happy. We didn't know if it was going to go over or not, but they went over fast. This one shows the tumbled finish, by contrast to the blast finish. You know, there's good use for both, or as maybe somebody with a little better sense of humor would say, there's an ass for every seat. But we're proud of that. We're also proud of taking the normally square or flat-sided design.
So we've got Lego for the SMF,
and then CC for the SNG. We like to machine the American flag on our product. You know, clearly being proud of that. So here's a piece that,
yeah. And you do other patterns in the G10 as well.
We do.
A lot on your custom stuff.
Custom stuff especially.
Yeah.
The flag's first one that we did, and we continue to do that one. One of the other things that we feel is important for us to do is to continue to keep the industry driving forward with raw materials, because there's only 3 scientific things about a cutting tool.
And you do a lot of materials work with NASA and other places, don't you?
I do. I'm a materials guy. I love the field of metallurgy and still study it regularly, both professionally at the college level and at home. And the thing that we got to recognize is, of those 3 scientific things, the first one, right off the bat, is raw materials. So if you're trying to make a Tier 1 product, a true top-of-the-line product, and you're starting off with a mediocre raw material,
shit in, shit out.
You've already sacrificed. So we don't do that. Number two is exploitation of raw materials, and that's the hardest one for the average guy to understand. Exploitation of raw materials really means heat treat, and heat treat back in the day was a forge or a furnace, and then quench with maybe some oil or some water, and then a temper in some sort of oven. Well, now that same procedure we do in a very scientific way, in a very expensive, as much as $8 million Epson furnace. That's a high pressure furnace, high vacuum furnace, running at as many as 12 bar pressure, temperatures 2,000 degrees, rapid quenches using 200 horsepower gas fan induction, using liquid nitrogen for cooling. So this is a very technical process. And if not done correctly, it's kind of like burning your dinner. You know, it won't come out well.
And you're doing it at scale too.
We do it in scale, so we're not doing one part at a time. So that's a serious level of science. And lastly is geometry. Pythagoras was a smart guy. He figured out the triangle. And really that's what applies in knife making, because if you look at a splitting maul and a razor blade, those are two opposing examples of geometry, okay? Trigonometry specifically. You're not going to shave your face very well with a splitting maul, and you're not going to enjoy chopping firewood with the razor blade. However, both have their place. So figuring out the proper edge geometry to place on a cutting tool is not an easy thing. You also have to take into consideration the raw material and how you heat treat that raw material. So those three create the perfect storm and give the user the greatest margin of success that he's going to get from that tool. So, we're excited to do our thing. 2016 is going to be a great year.
Any new products coming out this year?
We do. We've got a couple new things coming out. We've got, we obviously continue to work with technology, coatings and other processes.
Anything you can't show us?
We've got one product that we're pretty excited about with one of the other tier 1 units that will come out. You'll see that one right before Blade Show. And being a USN guy, I know that, which is, for Strider Knives, we've been huge fans of USN since day one. We love those guys. The show itself is probably the most fun event. So any of the guys out there that are USN guys, will certainly look forward to seeing you at Gathering. And that one's a little more relaxed for us rather than the 5-day affair here in Vegas.
I mean, it's intense.
This is work here. That one is pure joy. So Larry and Jared put on a great show. We like to be part of that. We'll continue to support the USN as long as we're in business.
Excellent. Well, it's great chatting with you.
Thanks, my friend. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.